What's going on, Canes fans, college football fans, and potential future AAF fans? Now, that's right, hear me out for just a minute. As many of you know, this was the opening weekend for the Alliance of American Football League. And while it's fresh on my mind, I wanted to sit down in front of the camera for a moment and just give my opinion and initial impression on this new football league. Now, I sat down and watched a couple of the games, most notably the Atlanta Legends versus the Orlando Apollos. RIP Atlanta Legends, you guys gave it your best. Just doesn't look like you're going to be too good of a football team in this league. Now, the Orlando Apollos, on the other hand, they're going to be pretty good. Now, I'm not making this video to go over all of the rules and regulations for this new football league. I think the best thing you can do is sit down and just check out a game for yourself, but I will touch on a few of the bigger ones. So right off the bat, for me, the most notable thing was the pace of the game. And what I mean by that is the play clock is shorter and there are a lot less commercials. And I know that we are all happy about less commercials because let's be real, in an NFL or a college game, there are times where you will get to watch 1 or 2 minutes of football and you'll have to endure 4 or 5 minutes of commercials just to have 1 more minute of football again and 4 or 5 more minutes of commercials. It gets kind of ridiculous nowadays. Now in the AAF, the only time they have true commercial breaks with multiple commercials is between quarters. And I mean that literally. What they do is for instance, when the ball switches sides, let's say after a team scores a touchdown, what they will do is they will play an ad on one half of the screen and the other half still has what's going on the field on your screen. So that way it's not completely interrupted. It's one ad and then it goes right back to the game again. And that to me is huge. It kind of it allows you to feel more immersed in the game and more like you're actually there versus watching it on TV. And one of the feelings that I kept getting when I was watching this game is it felt more like actual football again. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about with the new targeting rules in NFL, with all of the flopping and all this stuff that all this drama that goes on. I didn't get that feeling when I was watching AAF football. Now, of course, safety is a top concern, obviously, but to give you an example, I might even play a clip of it right here, I might not. There was a huge hit that went down on one of the quarterbacks at one of the games.
Never saw the man coming.
I'm going to go ahead and be real with you. In the NFL, I'm pretty sure they would go ahead and throw a flag here, and even if it wasn't a flag, they would still throw it just so they could go review it and make sure that it wasn't. In the AAF, there was no flag thrown here. And again, it's not that safety is not a concern, but they allow them to play football, which is what this sport is. It's football. And there are a couple of other things that are different. For instance, there's no kickoffs, which honestly, let's be real, I'm 50-50 on, but that is kind of a safety one with that. And another thing that makes these games really interesting to me is just the mixture of talent on the field. And what I mean by that is these guys have all different backgrounds. Some of them have played just college ball, some of them have played just NFL, some of them have played college and NFL, some of them didn't play either one. And it makes for a very interesting game to watch these guys match up against each other. This is also a stepping stone potentially for a lot of these referees and people just officiating the game. So what's cool about that is they're working hard because they're trying to make an impression, a good impression, to potentially get to the next level. And that makes things really interesting. And this league also apparently is big on transparency. I did not expect to be able to hear so many coaches and players and officiating crew mic'd up. You actually got to go to the booth when they were reviewing plays, and they had the person who was watching the replays mic'd up, and they were talking about their reason why they were making this call. A lot of the head coaches were mic'd up, players, refs. It's really cool. It's very the league is, like I said, is very transparent, and it kind of gives you an inside look, which is something that you don't always get with the NFL and college ball, and that was very interesting to see. And you have to remember when you're watching these games, I had a lot of people tell me, well, Coop, I thought it was kind of boring at first. Well, you got to give these guys a little bit of time to settle in. This was the opening weekend for AAF, so there's going to be some jitters. There's going to be potential technical difficulties as everybody gets settled in and gets used to this new league. But I'm going to be real with you. I think it's heading in the right direction. Do I think that it would replace the NFL? I don't know. I can't really make that call. Nothing will replace college ball. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. But did I enjoy watching it? Absolutely. Is it just because normally there would be no football right now? I can't make that call yet. I don't know. But I do think that it's headed in the right direction, and I'm going to continue to watch it. And what I actually wanted to ask you guys, and this is a very serious question. I value your opinion. You guys are my family members. Would you like to see any AAF football content on this channel? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Maybe we could do live hangouts for the games. Maybe I could do previews. Maybe I could do post-game stuff. It won't affect any of the college football content on this channel, but the AAF kind of bridges that gap between NFL and college ball, so we don't have to go all that time without football. Because let's be real, it was nice to just sit down on a Saturday night and a Sunday, because they do games on Saturdays and Sundays both. It was nice to just sit down, chill, and watch some football. But that's just kind of my initial impression and opinion on the AAF football. I'm really a big fan of it so far, and I'm going to continue to watch it and follow it. And if you guys want it, if you let me know in the comment section you want it, then we just might start doing some content on this channel for it. But remember though, guys, we are all one big happy football family. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, I know this is about the AAF, I'm just saying, it's always better when you get to rep the U. College Football Vids, peace out, guys.